Greetings, loyal followers of the First Order. My name is Cobra22, and welcome back to another 100-point squadron build for Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures. In this series, we take a look at 100-point squad builds and discuss the competitive viability in the Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game. For this squadron, I'm calling this one the BBA squadron, mainly because of the shits I'm using, and no, not because it's inspired by the droid. That's BB-8. BB-A is a bit different. This squadron includes 2 B-Wing fighters, piloted by Nera Dantels and Keyan Farlander. And we have an A-Wing fighter here, piloted by a prototype pilot, who's mainly just there for cannon fodder and as a distraction while the B-Wings move in and dish out the heavy damage at close range or medium or long range or whatever. That said, let's look at the squadron build we got going here. So the B-Wings have been modified as much as the points could allow. The prototype pilot, again, minimally modified because, again, he's just there for support. He's not really meant to have any lasting power. He's not meant to have any lasting power. Rather, he's not really meant to last the whole fight. He's just there as like a distraction while the B-Wings go off and do, the heavy duty work. So we'll start with the lower pilot first because as he's the least equipped, might as well get him out of the way. We have our prototype pilot. Coming in at a pilot skill of 1, he flies the RZ-1 A-Wing interceptor for the Rebel Alliance. Standard stat line of an A-Wing, he has an attack value of 2, agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. His action bar consists of the focus, target lock, boost, and evade actions. He costs 17 points to field. And his upgrade bar consists of a missile upgrade, as well as your everyday tile and modification that are unlisted. Unlisted tile and modification. His pilot ability, he has no pilot ability because he's a common pilot. So again, like I said before, he's mainly just cannon fodder and as a distraction. His modification gives him a little bit of lastability. That is the Autothrusters. This is basically a requirement for any ship that can take that has a boost action icon. Basically, at a squadron point of 2, it reads, when defending, if you are beyond range 2 or outside the attacker's firing arc, you may change one of your blank results to an evade result. And you can only equip this card if you have the boost action icon. So A-Wings, T-70 X-Wings, the Aggressor class ships, the TIE Punishers, TIE Interceptors, any ship that has a boost action icon, they can be equipped with the Autothrusters, and that'll help them out when defending against enemy ships that are turreted or beyond range 2. To keep his cost relatively the same, we've got a Chardaan Refit, coming at a squad point cost of -2, sorry. And as it just states, it says this card is negative squad point cost. So combining this with that, the prototype pilot stays at an even 17 points. Now we move on to the heavier ships, the ones that are going to be doing the heavy damage from close and far away. We have here Nera Dantels. Coming in at a pilot skill of 5, she flies the Slim Corporal B-Wing Heavy Assault Fighter for the Rebel Alliance. Standard stat line of a B-Wing, attack value 3, agility value 1, hull value 3, shield value 5. Her action bar consists of the focus, target lock, and barrel roll actions. She costs 26 points to field. And her upgrade bar consists of an elite upgrade, a system, a cannon, and 2 warheads, as well as an enlisted tile and modification. Her pilot ability, reads, you can perform warhead secondary weapon attacks against enemy ships outside your firing arc. So basically, Nera Dantels is able to treat her warheads like turrets. Doesn't matter what direction they're facing, as long as they're within range, you can fire a warhead from any direction. Nera Dantels' ability is lethal if used correctly. Because if you put the right upgrade and use it correctly, you can dish out you can practically just one-shot your opponents with her. It's crazy. For modification, we've chosen a B-Wing E2. It's a B-Wing only modification, comes in a squad point cost of 1, and it reads your upgrade bar gains the crew upgrade icon. So that means Nera is able to take a crew in addition to the upgrades she inherently has. This plays a vital role in both Keyan and Nera, and here's why. The strategy I've used this strategy with her before, and it was during my first tournament that I discovered the strategy. First of all, we have Deadeye as her elite, coming in at a squad point cost of 1. Reads, you may treat the attack target lock header as attack focus. When an attack instructs you to spend a target lock, you may instead spend a focus token instead. So basically, Deadeye, you spend a focus in place of a target lock if you want to use a weapon that requires you to spend a target lock. It's pretty straightforward. And it's a rather cheap upgrade too. Her first warhead is an extra munitions. Sacrificing a warhead slot, she's basically able to take on two of every secondary missile, warhead, or bomb. Basically, it comes to a squad point cost of 2. When you equip this card, place 1 owner's token on each equipped warhead, missile, and bomb upgrade card. When you're instructed to discard an upgrade card, you may discard 1 owner's token on that card instead. So, basically, at the cost of a warhead upgrade, she basically gets 2 of everything, which is again kind of the strategy going for her. For our actual warhead, we've got Advanced Proton Torpedoes, coming in at a squad point cost of 6, attack value of 5, and a range of 1. It reads, spend your target lock and discard this card to perform this attack. You may change up to 3 of your blank results to focus results. So, by itself, you would need to have a target lock and a focus in order to properly use the Advanced Torpedoes, because you spend the target lock to fire the torpedoes, you have the focus, you change the blanks to focuses, and you spend the focus for the rest of the hits. Basically, you're guaranteed 5 hits straight across the board. However, to make this even more effective, we've got a Recon Specialist as our crew slot. Coming in at a squad point cost of 3, it reads, when you perform a focus action, you may assign 1 additional focus token to your ship. So that said, this is where the strategy comes into play. You get 2 focuses with the Recon Specialist. Deadeye, you spend your first focus to fire your warheads. You spend the second focus to change all the blank results the warheads may have to focus it to. Sorry, let me explain that again. Recon Specialist gets 2 focuses. Deadeye, you spend 1 focus to attack with the warheads. With the warheads, you turn 3 of the blanks into focuses. You then spend the second focus on Nera to turn those focuses into hits. You're guaranteed 5 hits straight across the board. I've tested this out many, many times with both Nera and Keyan, and the results can be devastating. The only drawback is you got to be at range 1, but considering that Nera can use warheads outside of her firing arc, I'd say that kind of makes up for it. So you can just kind of zip past someone and then fire your torpedoes as you fly by. It's crazy. Now we move on to the other long-range heavy hitter. We have Keyan Farlander. Coming in at a pilot skill of 7, he also flies the Slaying Corporal B-Wing Heavy Assault Fighter for the Rebel Alliance. He's a standard stat value of stats of a B-Wing, attack 3, agility 1, hull 3, and shield 5. His action bar consists of the focus, target lock, and barrel roll actions, cost 29 points to field. And his upgrade bar consists of also an elite upgrade, a system, a cannon, and 2 wind warheads, as well as an unlisted talent modification. His pilot ability is one of my favorite abilities in the game, and that is, when attacking, you may remove 1 stress token to change all of your focus results to hit results. So basically with Keyan, the idea is you want to stress him out, because that stress becomes your advantage. You turn that stress into a focus when you're attacking, and it's just amazing. Like I've used Keyan in many of my builds, and honestly, sure he does get destroyed, but I mean, you know, his ability never lets me down. It's amazing. I love it. He also has a B-Wing E2, which gives him that extra crew slot for an extra point cost. His elite pilot skill, the pilot talent, is Push the Limit, which I think benefits his ability quite well. Coming in at a squad point cost of 3, it reads, once per round, after you perform an action, you may perform 1 free action showing your action bar, and then receive your stress token. So straightforward, you get 2 actions, the cost of getting a stress, but that stress is beneficial to the Keyan because you can spend that stress when you're attacking and save your focus for when you're defending. For a system, we've got advanced sensors. Also coming at a squad point cost of 3, it reads, immediately before you reveal your maneuver, you may perform 1 free action. If you use this ability, you must skip your perform action step during this phase. So this is essential if you want to do a red maneuver, but you want to take a specific action before you do so, because red maneuvers, of course, they grant you stress. You won't be able to, even though Keyan can turn stress into focus, he won't be able to perform actions if he's stressed. So the advanced sensors helps to rectify that. Basically, he can take a focus. He gets to basically take a focus, target off a barrel before he moves, and then of course if you want to, but after that you can push the limit, and then you can move. But however, there's a bit of a conundrum there. I'll show you how to fix the conundrum. That being is, if you were to push the limit and reveal a red maneuver, then of course your opponent would be able to choose the maneuver for you, because you'd be stressed from push the limit. A couple of things here to rectify that. First off, for his secondary, we have a heavy laser cannon coming in at a squad point cost of 7. It's a very, very powerful card. Excuse me, sorry for the shaking. It has an attack value 4, can be used at range 2 to 3. And it reads, attack 1 ship. Immediately after rolling your attack dice, you must change all of your critical results to hit results. This ability only applies to when you first roll your dice. Like when you initially roll your dice, any critical results you get turn to hit results, but when you go to modify them with a focus or with a target lock or whatever, or rerolls, those crits stay, regardless of the thing's ability. I found this out. Apparently, it was on the facts. I've also found that out during one of my tournament plays, that heavy laser cannons ability only applies to hit results, to your initial roll, not modifiers. Now, to help fix the conundrum we have with advances to push the limit, we have a card that came with the Ghost, and that is Hera Syndulla. Coming in at a squad point cost of 1, her ability reads, you can reveal and execute red maneuvers even while you're stressed. This is a huge game changer, and I think this complements Keyan Farlander extremely well. Because you say you want to do a red maneuver to get to, like, say, do a hard 1 or a soft free to get close to your guy. You can use advanced sensors to take a, say, a focus action or a target lock, and then you can push with a barrel roll. You'll get stress, but since Syndulla allows you to perform red maneuvers while you're stressed, you'll get a second stress, yes, but you can use one. You can only use one of those stresses during your offense, and it makes it easier to manage your stress. So, Keyan, you want to stress out as much as you can, like, you know, every turn, in order to give him that free focus, so to speak. But, you know, in the event you do need to perform red maneuver even while you're stressed to get out of a hairy situation, Syndulla helps rectify that. So yeah, this is the BBA build. I'll return in just a second to show exactly how to put it into action. Okay, we have everything in place. For this scenario, I'm going to be using Syndulla with a standard loadout being Rogar tie, Autothrusters, stealth device, push the limits. And Boba Fett's, let's say I've given him like just, I don't know, say I've given him like an intelligence agent or something, I don't know. Let's just say for this example, he's just got like, you know, like a Slave 1 title with cluster bombs and all that stuff. And of course we have our ships here in their positions. The autopilot, we got the prototype pilot fleeing from Syndulla. Got Nera Dantels facing away from Boba, and we've got Keyan at range 1, or range 2, sorry. He's taken a double stress because he performed a target lock and a barrel roll before executing a choreographed turn. And thanks to Syndulla, he was able to perform that and get 2 stresses. Nera has 2 focuses as well. He has an evade, and he has 2 focuses thanks to him doing a focus then a boost to get closer, as close as he could, or to get into attack range, and then he got another focus from getting stress from push the limit. So first, well, as these go, Syndulla has the highest pilot skill, so he will go first. It will be a range 3 attack, so that means my prototype pilot here gets 4 dice, and plus he'll have the Autothruster, so that means he'll be able to change one of his blanks into a hit, or to an evade, which will greatly help his chances of survival. And we've got 2 hits from Syndulla, so no modifiers to spend. The prototype pilot rolls his dice, and, well, with Autothrusters that becomes an evade, but that doesn't matter, because 2 of 3 evades beats 2 hits, so the prototype pilot is clear. Next, Boba Fett's going to be attacking Nera Dantels. He's going to be firing with his primary weapon, so that'll be a 4-on-1. No modifiers though, so Nera does have a bit of a chance. 2 hits. Okay, so she is going to take a hit. Yes, she takes 1 hit, so let's just say she lost a shield. Now we move on to the other ships. First, Keyan is going to attack with his heavy laser cannon. He has a target lock and he has 2 stresses on Boba. Boba's got an evade token to help him out a bit. Let's see what we got here. So 4 dice with a heavy laser. Oh, 4 hits. Okay, never mind. I didn't need to use the target lock or the stresses. Look at that. And we have 2 blanks. He'll spend his evade. Cancel that hit out. Boba loses 3 of his shields. He's down to 1 left. Now, it's Nera Dantels' turn to attack. Nera is going to spend her first focus to attack with her warheads behind her because of her ability. She can do that. So her warheads gain her 5 attack dice. Boba still has only 2, so she has a pretty good chance of dishing out some major damage to him. Roll that dice. Okay. You can't get any luckier than that. 4 critical hits and a focus. She'll spend the second focus and turn this into a hit. Oh, you can't get up. Oh, I couldn't have gotten that better if I tried. This is just a demonstration too. Why can't I have this luck when I'm actually playing a game? Anyway, so 4 criticals on a regular hit. Oh, Boba's gonna suffer a lot for this. Oh, only 1 evade. That 1 evade cancels out that hit, but he still has 4 crits to worry about, so he loses his last shield. His first crit is loose stabilizer. Can't perform when he executes white maneuvers. He gets stressed. You flip face down on an action. Second crit, another loose stabilizer. Third crit is a direct hit. So let's see. Counting the shield, that's 6 hull, 5, 4. He's down to 2 hull. My goodness. And Nera still has 1 more warhead left to go for her. Jesus, yeah. Boba's not looking too well right now. The two of these, he can fix those two because of actions each turn, but, you know, I don't think he's going to last that long with a direct hit. And I don't think the prototype pilot has a shot. No, he does not. So, but yeah, you get the idea. This is how the BB-8 build works. Again, these guys are meant to do heavy damage. He's meant to be just a distraction. And as you can see, it's working because Sinter is currently chasing him down while Bulbet handles the big ships, or the heavier ships. But yeah, this is how the BB-8 build works. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. If you like, you may use this build for any competitive or casual play, or you can tweak it or revamp it to your own specifications. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate your support. And remember, my dear followers, the dark side will always be with you. Glory to the First Order!